Hey, welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. Thank you for joining me today, Thursday, noon Central Time on Dispatching Live, where we give load board search advice. We go live every week. And why am I wearing a referee shirt? Because being a dispatcher for carriers, you feel like a mediator. You're in the middle, you're in between. You're working with the carrier and the broker to get the best paying load. It's a negotiation, and it's a lot of detective work. So you saw the logo. We have the dart on the dart board, the dart dispatch knowledge of dart of dispatch knowledge, and the dartboard load board, because you never know what you're going to get. But we're trying to hit a bullseye live every time. Really, that's what a dispatcher does every time. And it's not structured hours. Being a dispatcher is hard. That's why I have a dispatcher training series on my YouTube channel. Also, please do say hello in the live chat. Let me know if you can see me and hear me. Ooh, you could be the first one in the live chat. Also, I'm going to say this. I don't have a giant marketing budget. I think that's clear. So do me a favor. Please do give a like to the show. And also, click that share button. You see it. You're watching YouTube. Click share and then click copy. You can copy the YouTube link. Do it right now. Text it, email it, put it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, you name it. Put it on your website. All right, so we're live, and then we go to archive, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Oh, Murphy Auto Transport Services is with us. She's going to be live. We're going to bring her up here in a second. Let's go ahead and do that. Hey, Sue, can you see me?
Hey,
Can you
yeah,
hear me? What's up?
I can. Can you hear me? I
Yeah,
know you
I
can't
can.
see me.
I can't see you. What's up with? Yeah, I can't see you.
You know,
Yeah, I
I
know.
live in the boonies.
I
That's the way
know.
it goes.
I know. Well, and you know what? What we really want to see is the load board. So let's get to it. How is the
Okay.
load board doing? What's going on?
We're down to 29,047 is what we're
Mm.
looking at right now.
So we dropped a
And
couple
I believe
grand
it's
from a
down
week
about,
ago.
yeah, at least. And the worst part of it is when we took out like Florida and, the other places, there's really only 12,000 loads that are workable. And that is not also without us taking off like the $100 loads and the little tiny run loads. So
Right.
yeah,
So in.
unfortunately, we have hit the slow season, people.
Man. And
Yes,
I
it's
saw
been
some
pretty rough.
in Tuesday night's live. There was some mention of, like, I saw a
Slow.
couple grumblings that I hadn't seen in a while.
I am sure you did because I would have been with you, except I was sick, and I would have been grumbling right along with them. we are we are like pulling our hair out with this.
So it's harder to route scout and keep drivers filled. We're there?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
been pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
We are dealing with like loads here and there, but not like a full load. Um,
Oh, really? Okay. So in fact, I heard it. I overheard a driver asking you, what, like, are we gonna make
and
money? Why am I doing this? Right? That kind of thing. Because that's common in
yes,
dispatch, right?
oh yeah,
The
absolutely.
driver wants to make sure you know what you're doing, and sometimes that never goes away. You could be 5 years into the relationship, right? Am I wrong?
Right.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's been kind of crazy. The days where you pull your hair out and they're standing up on end. It's been like that for about 3 weeks, and I have a feeling it's not going to end till after January. The 1st of January is what it's looking like.
Well, and I'll tell
Um,
you, so and they're talking. If you look at the market factors, so wholesale pricing has cooled off, so there is less of a surge of dealers just buying whatever they can.
right. I believe that. It's been pretty tight,
Mm.
and I'm also dealing with the fact that because of that, I guarantee you they're not selling cars like they were. What do you bet? Because I'm getting that too on that
Right.
side of it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is dealers keep saying that they're selling cars like hotcakes.
I don't
And
know
I
how
mean,
that's
I'm not gonna.
possible. Where they getting a car at?
That's the thing. Well, where's everybody getting the money at?
Well, that too.
But
Yeah.
it's a big country full of all kinds of demographics, and I'm not going to argue with the dealer stats. I'm not a dealer.
Right.
I see. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, there's just not a lot of cars on here,
mhm.
so they can't be selling a whole lot unless they're selling them locally. You know what I mean?
Well, and I'll tell you what. Here's another thing. One of the things happening is that more cars are being bought online. More cars are being home delivered, which means dealerships are selling cars further away, plus Carvana, etc. So the world is getting full of the onesies and twosies.
Yes.
Plus, did you see that news about Manheim and DHL? Like, there's this new. Did you hear about this?
Uh-uh.
Let me see if I can bring it up here. I'm gonna take over sharing, and I'm gonna share my screen. Let's see here.
him that 2,500 is before you drop.
Okay.
Jay's bringing up the news. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. By the way, please do say hello in the live chat. I'm going to give you a sneak peek. This is news. I was going to bring this up. I am bringing this up on Tuesday Nights Live on Tuesday night. Now, a couple weeks ago, we heard that. Oh, can you see it? Oh, there we go. Tuesday Nights Live brought up Manheim is partnering with DHL. Now, to an executive, this is, just another, But in auto transport for a car hauler, this is, what is this? What is this, right? Does DHL have carriers? Do they have trucks? Now, guy sitting at a desk, I don't know if DHL has trucks. Anybody know, does DHL have trucks? We're going to start with that. Does DHL have trucks? Has anybody seen a DHL car hauler? Now, I think the answer is no, because as I went further into this article, and by the way, the partnership was announced a few weeks ago. So this is the second article in the series. I'm sure there's more to come. Okay, so Manheim, which facilitates about 10 million vehicle shipments annually through Central Dispatch and Ready. Okay, that's not news, that's historical.
Right.
But moving ahead, we're going to leverage DHL's advanced technology to help us dispatch cars. Ready Manheim Logistics is going to use DHL's technology to help dispatch cars. That's interesting. Right, what does that mean? What does that mean? And that's right here in this article. This is public information right here in this article from Auto Remarketing. And check this out. I went further. All right.
Yes.
So does DHL have car haulers, or are we just talking technology? Now, DHL has been doing parts delivery for OEMs and tier ones, but I don't know if they do car hauling. Now, they've been working in finished vehicle logistics in Europe and elsewhere internationally. But check this out. Here's Cox. Collaborating with DHL also provides some opportunity on the retail side. Trade-ins, end consumers. So are they going to get into car home delivery as well as new technology? I don't know. Sue, go ahead and share your screen again, but this is interesting. So here's what I want to know. If you see a DHL car hauler, I want to know. I have not seen one before, but if you see one, because we know there's Jack Cooper trucks, Virginia Transportation, Motway has trucks, United Road has trucks, as well as owner-operators, but I've never seen a DHL car hauler. And I don't expect to, but I don't know. But I do expect. So what are we looking at right now? Right now, we're looking at Central Dispatch, right? This is Central Dispatch load board. Right?
Right.
Right.
Central Dispatch.
Are we going to see DHL technology?
DHL.
Are we? I don't know. That's the question. So, and it may not, and I know, guys, I know that these questions are not relevant to, I'm trying to stay loaded, I'm looking for cars. But we got to pay attention to all these breadcrumbs, because it will affect certain aspects of the way we do business and look at this business. And that's why we talk about it. And that's what Auto Transport Intel is all about. So, guys, thanks so much for joining the show today. Again, please remember to leave a like. Ask questions. What route scout search do you have, everybody? I'm reading the live chat while I'm talking. I just fused my brain and the live chat brain. Let's go into the live chat. Say hello. Murphy Auto Transport is here. Ty Thompson, party time. It is party time on Auto Transport Intel. Thank you so much. Doug Meehan says hello. What's up, Doug? Thanks so much for tuning in, saying hello. Carlos Braxton, ACB Logistics is here. What's up, Carlos Braxton, part of the core? Okay, yeah. Actually, so here, let me just.
Hey guys.
Do
I have my pink hair back?
I got this
Not
finger. Did you see my? Okay, no, I got this Band-Aid on my finger, so you're gonna see this throughout the show. It's okay. It's fine. Carlos, so what do you do if you own a truck and a trailer and there are no cars on the load board? Right. What do you do? Ty, what do you do? Well, where do you find cars? The load board? Is there anywhere else to find cars? I don't know. Google? Chance Irons says hello. What's up, Chance Irons? Thanks for saying hello. Craig Hinshaw. What's up, Craig Hinshaw? Oh, Chance is looking from loads from Fort Worth to
Texas,
anywhere.
to anywhere.
We had that search last week, didn't we?
Yeah. I think he's 5-car, right? I believe.
I want to say yes.
Hang on.
Fort Worth to anywhere.
I'm putting up Fort Worth to everywhere with a minimum of 2.
Right. So Sue's going to do the route scout. So the route scout search. She's putting in your search filters. While she's doing that, let's keep on going. Oh, Vance Mattis is here. What's up, Vance? Saying hello to everybody.
How many miles?
By the way, how's the audio? Check. I think it's okay. Hellcat Izzy, we have to go through DHL the haul, and they have their in-house carriers. Well,
no, it's over $2.
Let me know. Yeah, no. Hellcat Izzy, do me a favor. I always says, obviously the live chat is a great place to share information, but if you have an article or something more specific that you want to take offline, send it to me. autotransportintel@gmail.com. That's what Tuesday Night's Live News is all about. And I tell you, here's what I see. I see Auto Transport Intel is growing, and the relevance of the news and the importance is growing. So thank you guys so much for being a part of it. That's awesome. Salome. Hey, it's Sally. I emailed you, Sue, and just wanted to make sure you received it. Cool.
I must not have. So if you want to send it again.
Send it again.
It may have ended up in my spam.
Yeah. Check that. So, put for the subject, not spam. Now, oh, wait a minute. There we go.
Also, Chance, no, my hair is not pink, but I'm planning on turning it pink again. Let's see here.
Solo dispatching. Can you check New Jersey to Michigan? All right, Solo, you're in second place. In order. That's it. We're doing Chance first, then we're going to do New Jersey, Michigan, so please do stick around. DHL has become the... Well, here's the thing is, I don't know if they've become the middleman, but... And that's why I liked the reference about technology. That way we know specifically. But we're going to find out. Right now we're speculating live. Chance, GN550, and let's go. Okay, cool.
Okay, so I got a 2-pack on here in Auburn, Alabama for $900 for 65 cents a mile. That's good, but I don't know. Auburn, let's go look that up. I don't know.
And it's east of Fort Worth, so you're driving in the right direction.
Let's see. Let's put it up against Birmingham because that's a major place.
Man, there's nothing like telling a driver he's driving backwards to pick up a load. Oh my gosh. Don't get me started.
Okay, so Auburn is probably closer. Maybe where's Montgomery? Maybe next to Montgomery. Let's look.
And Nick,
Montgomery.
I got you in here, Nick.
So Auburn is kind of in between Montgomery and Birmingham. So if you were pulling cars, you'd end up probably pulling out of Birmingham. So you're going to go past, let's put it that way, and then backtrack. So if there's not more cars going that direction, I don't know if that's worth doing. Let's look and see. Let's look more packs. Here's a 4-pack to Albany, which honestly, Albany is a bad place to get out of.
Albany, wow. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, does it pay good enough? Plus, how far is that?
It's 48 cents a mile. It's a 4-pack. So in my world for 5-packs, that's probably not that bad. But they're big.
Ooh,
So
yeah,
you got
no.
a Tacoma,
That's not the
4Runner. You got
4-pack.
one car. The
Yeah.
trucks aren't big trucks though. They're not like 1500s. The Chevy Colorado is smaller,
Yeah,
and so
but
is the Toyota Tacoma.
can you put that on the 5 car? I don't think so. You don't want to.
I don't know how his G. I need to look up the GN. I know if it was my
Not
5
for
car,
that
no.
rate. Look at the rate. No, pass.
My 4 car, I would do it. It would fit.
No.
However,
Let's skip
I
that.
wouldn't go to Albany because Albany sucks. So,
Oh, whoa, man! Ouch.
hey,
We
well,
got
I'm
we got a
sorry.
flag
Albany,
on the
the city
play.
may be beautiful, okay,
Oh, okay.
but getting loads out of Albany, that's going to be a pain.
Okay.
All right, there's a 2-pack that came up here going up to Kansas City. What are they really? Ford Fusions, so they're not big. Here's a 2-pack going, 2 Toyota Tacomas going up to Minneapolis. Let's see. Here's a 5-pack, but it's only 32 cents a mile, and those are huge because it's all SUVs or trucks. So no to that one. Here's 2 pickups going to Murfreesboro. They're 2 F-250s. That's too big. 8-pack, 8-pack, 8-pack. There's 2 more going to Florence. I don't know if you could make that work with those other Alabamas or not. And then here's Auction Direct, and they've got a 1500, an F-150, and a Lexus. That's pretty big too.
Okay, and Vance says you can route Auburn through Mobile.
Yeah.
So thank you, Vance.
You
I
could-
love that. Thanks for chatting. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Tammy, can I have those?
Um, These are cheap stuff going up to Colorado. Here's accelerated. You have to be signed up with them.
Oh, man.
2 years is what is required. So
Oh,
it only works if you're set up with them and you've been in business for 2 years. And listen, I set up one of my drivers last week with them. It took all day long to
Yes.
get it accepted. And by the time I was done, guess what? The load was gone. However,
oh.
he gave me a different load. So that worked
Oh.
out fine.
So
Yeah.
what we're talking about here, we always say this, pro tip, know the broker. Accelerated
Yep.
Services is one of many brokers that is very specific about what they require from you. You can't be brand new. You've got to have a certain level of insurance, etc. But because it's harder to get in, oftentimes they have better paying loads. And
Right.
so anyways, know your broker. And know right away. And know just because you see it, I say this all the time. Just because you see it doesn't mean you can have it.
Right. True. I mean, we took 3 vans from Kansas City all the way to Wilmington area for $3,600. It was over $1 a mile per van. So it paid really well.
Nice.
But you also have to have the right setup. They do a lot of big stuff.
What was the
because
broker
most
on
of the time
that?
they use their own trucks.
You
know what I mean?
Who was the broker?
Accelerated.
Oh, it was Accelerated again. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Accelerated's like, whoop, whoop.
Yeah. I mean, it was a nice load. Don't get me wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it was $1.12 a mile per van. So that was like half his week, and he still did it in a day and a half.
Speaking of, that just made me think. So that'd be a good name. I Ain't Gonna Lie Trucking LLC.
That's a good one.
I ain't gonna lie.
Wholesale has a 3-pack up to Omaha, but man, because stuff is
Oh, we
rough,
talked about Omaha
try not
last
to
week.
go into places that is hard to get out of, and Omaha is rough. And you should be getting paid more than 48 cents a mile to go up there, by the way.
If that was a 5-pack, though, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe. I would look before you took the load to see if you
Guys,
could
what's
get
going
out.
on?
That's the only thing.
Victory Lab
Let's
Transport says hello. Nanny Cardenas, I'm trying to make a decision on rather getting a semi versus a Ford F-350. Oh, Nanny, you need to click on the Got Business Questions link. Become an ATI Insider. I'm telling you, here's what you do. Go to autotransportintel.com, click on ATI Insider. Now you can click on CTS Business Coaching, but you're paying. You're signing up to pay. And maybe I don't know, what are we paying for? So if you click to sign up to be an ATI Insider, get a free first talk with Ty, get a free seat at our roundtable when you're ready, sit at the roundtable and listen to other carriers and how they're growing their businesses, and get the weekly email newsletter. And if you don't like it, cancel it. ATI Insider, that's the way to go. Let's see. Oh, Preston Huff, he's got a search. So Preston, you're fourth in line, so please do stick around. We need to start handing out beepers.
Yeah.
So you get a beeper. You get a beep when your load search is up.
Yes.
Oh, I need one of them ringing bells. Oh, that's my next prop.
You need a Staples button.
Yeah, those bell ringers? When your order's up? Oh, man. Yeah. I can't wait to get a bell ringer.
Oh, gotcha. It looks like almost, I hate to say this, but Dallas is mainly all these 2-packs and 3-packs are trucks. Like, it's huge things, which isn't going to help you. I know you can probably take one truck. I doubt know about taking 2. I bet if you take 2, you could probably only take 4 vehicles. I'm wondering. I mean, there's areas on here, but man, yucky. That's all I can say. It's kind of yucky. Looks like some stuff going over Odessa, but coming out of Odessa is going to be the same thing. It's going to be big vehicles again.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the thing with Texas. I mean, anytime you search Texas, just know you're going to see a lot of trucks.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to move a smart car out of Texas.
Yeah.
And if they do, that thing is going to be scooped up mega fast.
Let's see. All right. Well, Chance, I didn't do you a whole lot of good. I'm sorry.
But we like to do this. We never like to just bail before we jump ship. What's your recommendation? Did you see anything?
Well, usually when we go out of Dallas, where I always look is Kansas City, St. Louis, Nashville, Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, Little Rock, Louisiana. And I think the flooding's gone in Louisiana, so you're okay there.
Oh, good.
Those are usually my money areas that I'm looking for. If you get lucky enough getting stuff going to Kentucky or Ohio or Detroit, do it. Because obviously those areas will pay well to come out of. But they are few and far between. So usually what the main loads that I see coming out of there are those places. Kansas City, Wichita, St. Louis, sometimes Des Moines, Iowa, but Des Moines is really hard to get out of. Nashville, Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, Louisiana, pretty much anywhere in Louisiana, Little Rock. You'll also see loads going in usually like to Jackson, Mississippi, or like we were looking at down to Mobile or Birmingham. That kind of thing is what you're going to want to look for. And if you could work that load that we found that was paying 65 cents a mile into, like you said, Mobile or Birmingham, because you could do Birmingham, Montgomery with those too. Just make sure when you run your route that you're running all those miles in there. And then how I do it is after I run all my miles, I double it to see where I need to be at as far as money goes. Like on a 3-car, I try to make $2 a mile. So I'm going to double that mileage, add up what I'm making. And if I'm over that, then I'm in the money. Same thing with the 4-car. You're going to double your money, if not more. Before I was doing more. Honestly, right now, you're going to be lucky to get your 50 cents a mile per car with what's going on. And if you're any bigger than that, obviously, if you're a 5-car, you're going to want 250 to 3. And that's kind of what range you're looking for.
Well, you really got it. You got some math formulas there. That's awesome. Good job. I like that. And that's what we talk. We talk about. Knowing your cost, right? Work on that.
Yeah.
Make your list. This is what I pay for insurance. This is my truck payment. This is my trailer payment. This is what I'm paying in fuel. These are my tires. This is my scheduled maintenance. This is what I need to pay myself. This is my taxes. This is my IFTA. Go through that list, and you got to come up with, there's your baseline expenses for the month, etc., and then move over to the what do I need to make side, and we talk about, I like that. That formula was really good. Thank you, Sue.
Well, and you need to know like how much you need to make per day to keep yourself on the road. Like my guy, I've got a couple guys will say, okay, I have to make this amount of money. If I'm on the road, this is what I need to make per day. Like one of my guys says, I need a minimum of $1,200 a day. He's a 4-car. So you should know those numbers just so you know what you're doing and you don't hurt yourself in the long run, basically.
Yeah, exactly. That's so you don't put there because and that's where Rich Bren likes to say, what you don't want to do is give your truck away one bolt at a time.
Right, absolutely.
Okay, so next we're on to New Jersey, Michigan for solo dispatching. Ooh, and Chance just made a list. Thank you, Chance. That's super cool. New Jersey to Michigan.
Let's just, I guess we'll put in Newark, New Jersey. That's
right. Yeah. Use your filter skills.
Yeah. And I'm assuming by Michigan, you're probably looking at Detroit. That's where I would recommend, because that's where the loads come out of. I mean, you can do Lansing and you can do Grand Rapids, but I will say Grand Rapids has been very light on loads lately, so I wouldn't probably go that far. Yeah. And Detroit, also keep in mind, everything out of Detroit is usually large too.
Really?
So sometimes that's an issue. Yeah. Let's look and see what's on here.
Well, and it's interesting when you talk like that. And by the way, be thinking about Victory Lap Transport says, "Hey Sue, what should be a good rate on a 2-car trailer in Virginia?" Victory Lap Transport, 2-car trailer.
If I was doing a 2-car, you would honestly, you need $1 a mile per car. I mean, you need to be making $2. Otherwise, it's. I mean, granted, you don't have the expenses as a 3-car. I get it, but for you to make enough money, I would think, to live on and pay your bills, I would want like $1 a mile per car, or as close to it as I could.
Well, and I'll tell you what, Victory Lap. You know what? 2-car trailer in Virginia, I'd say. You look into being car home delivery for dealers, you should sign up as an ATI insider and talk to Ty, because Victory Lap, I don't think you want to compete on the load boards. You want to get somebody that's making phone calls, drumming up business, because you're perfect for car home delivery, concierge service, pickup and delivery. That's for people that need service. More and more dealers are talking about consumers that need service, stay home. We'll come and pick up your car, bring it in, and do it. Yep. So that's a service, and that's your trailer. I mean, a 5-car is not going to do that.
Is that what he's saying? That he's only going to stay in Virginia? Is that what he's saying?
Maybe. And I mean, that's the thing too. Is if you have a 2-car, you're not going to run 1,000 miles. I mean, you can.
Well, yeah, and if you're going to do inside the state of Virginia, you need more than $1 a mile. I mean, honestly, if you're doing. It's hard to say, really. I mean, I've done guys that were doing Maryland to Maryland, and you're only going 100 miles, but you're going to get paid $150, $200 per car, but that's mainly because you're doing the port kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're going 100 miles, I wouldn't do anything less than $150 to $200 a car, just because it's not worth your time otherwise.
Exactly. Yep.
So, I mean, but if you're doing, and a 2-car, I wouldn't do more than 500 miles, 400 to 500 miles to get your money.
But I mean,
you're going to do outside of the state.
And I was talking to some dealers yesterday, and they're still trying to figure out how they're going to perform these car home delivery, concierge service, test drive services. And I'm like, hey, I'm right here. I know guys with smaller trailers that want to get work, stay local. And because the thing is, does a dealer want to start buying trailers and get into trucking? Man, I'm going to say no. That's going to be a no for me.
No, and they don't have enough porters to bring those cars around to people either.
Well, exactly. Dude, you're in the car dealer business. I mean, do you see auto transporters getting into the car dealer business? Maybe. Some. Maybe. But anyways, they're different business models. Yeah, well, there's crossovers and hybrids and... Oh, dang it. So we're looking... Okay, New Jersey to Michigan.
New Jersey.
All right.
Okay,
man, we're already 30 minutes into this show. That's crazy. We've already been here 30 minutes. Keep going. I'm sorry.
So I put in Newark, New Jersey. I'm not sure where you're out of, so I'm just picking the middle point of where I know most loads are going to come out of. Because I mean, you also go through Philly, you'll go through Lower New Jersey, and usually, honestly, those pay usually more than the Upper New Jersey stuff is. But if you look on here right now, there's only 26 loads, which is not good. There's one there, but that's going to Flint for 425. This is Connecticut stuff, so you don't want to mess with that. Crestline has one. Linden going to Sandusky, which is way up north, so you don't want to do that.
Oh yeah, always
New
check the
York,
map. Some of
New
those
York,
Michigan cities are.
Wow, a lot of stuff in New York. How about, well, it's bringing up parts of Philly. There's one right there in Ardmore going to Ann Arbor. That's 50 miles west of there. I'm going to change this to more of Philly, and let's see what comes up, because these are really crud. I mean,
but it looks like Solo Dispatching found a pretty good route scout search to get a second opinion on. Because Solo Dispatching, I guess, does dispatching. Let's take a look here. Solo. I know I've talked to, and I apologize, you guys, if I've talked to you in the past or you've been in the live chat and I act like we've never talked. I'm just going to apologize right now. But I do want to find, maybe there isn't a website for Solo Dispatching. Man, I know we've talked in the past.
I'm not sure. This is a good paying load, this King of Prussia, but you probably need a winch on that. That's probably why it's paying that. There's another Philly, but it's not ready till the 19th, so that's next week. There's not a whole lot on here going to Detroit right now. I know last week when I was getting my guy out of Wilmington, Delaware, we do Detroit a lot. And usually when I leave out of Wilmington, I pick up in the lower, like either Glassboro area or, Manheim. And usually I get, $450 to $500. They were listing them for $250 and $300 last week. So, yeah, the rates, that'll tell you how bad the rates have gone down. Look at this one. This one's enclosed and it's only 85 cents a mile. And it's for a McLaren. That'll tell you something right there.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good.
So
that's what I would get paid for a normal car.
Exactly.
Because I pick up out of Westchester quite a bit and go to Pontiac. So, yeah, the rates are down, unfortunately. And they will probably continue to stay that way for a little while. Unless something happens again. So, let's see. Where else were we supposed to look?
And so, okay, final recommendation. What would you do?
For
this New Jersey to Michigan. Yeah, what do you do? What do you do?
I wouldn't go there. I'd look elsewhere.
Go
honestly,
fish.
You better be better off looking in Ohio. Let's look there. I bet you they're paying more.
Would you tell the driver, listen, we need to look at somewhere, we need to do something else?
Yes.
You're not going to
I would say we're not going to Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah, because most of my guys, like I said, I've got a guy that lives in Wilmington, Delaware. We usually do Detroit, Grand Rapids, Louisville, Lexington, Indianapolis, Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati. That's usually what I look for when I'm heading out. And like I said, Detroit's been really low. And sometimes out of Cleveland, you can get paid just as much as going to Detroit. However, that not being the case right now. So let's just look going to Ohio out of Newark and just see what comes up on here so we can kind of see what it's looking like. Because I got decent rates going to Louisville the last 2 weeks in a row.
You got decent rates to oh, okay. And by the way, to answer your question, you were asking, okay, so what's our next one? So Nick was asking, I got to go back in the chat. Nick was asking Buffalo, something about Buffalo, New York. Okay. Buffalo, hey, we just started out. Okay, we're wondering if you can show the load board for anything coming in and out of Buffalo. So that's a new business searching in and out of Buffalo.
And where would they go, kind of thing? Okay.
Yeah, they're trying to. Yeah, they want your opinion on what do you think looks good, Sue? What's your soup of the day, huh?
Well, looks like there's stuff going on here going to Columbus. There's several on here going to Columbus. I wouldn't do that. I don't know how big of a trailer you're looking for. If I was doing a 3-car, this is cheap for me. I mean, I can't get my $2 a mile out of that to save my life. Let's see what that is. Those are 2 big vans. Only certain people are going to carry that. Here's a 4-pack. And it look, one's an in-op, so that's probably not worth doing. Because as far as I know, Manville does not
She
load.
said she needed to talk to the owner. Are you the owner? One of them was not
Eh.
there.
I mean, some of them are decent to Cleveland, but they're not fantastic. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, the rates are really bad on here. It's not looking very nice.
Oof. Well,
Yeah.
how about this? What we could say is, for Nick, is that while the rates are, because with Q4, if anybody doesn't already know, Q4
Yeah.
on the load boards isn't good. And we're in Q4.
No.
What I mean, right? Quarter
Yep.
4. October, November, December, it's not good.
No.
It's just, that's the way it's always been. That's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's always been done. And that's the way Granddaddy did it. So, having said that, the rates do come back in January and February. So let's say this was reasonable times. What we'll do is we'll ignore the low rates and let's look at just some of the common possible routes. How about that?
So usually out of that area, I would go to same thing: Ohio, Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, Louisville, Lexington, Detroit, and then if you want to go to the southern region, you would be looking at Georgia, like Atlanta, Charlotte, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, Virginia Beach is always a possibility. I list a lot of loads out of New Jersey going into Roanoke because I've got a big dealer there in Roanoke, so I move a lot of cars down there. But as we all know, Roanoke is still off the beaten path. But as soon as I put them up, they're gone.
So
Obviously that's why, because there's no loads on here.
I like what you said. I want to recap. I'm going to put it in the live chat. You said Buffalo to,
Okay.
what were some possible routes?
Buffalo, New York. Let's put in Buffalo. Usually Buffalo, New York. If you're running New York to New York, you can get killer rates. By the way,
Okay.
let's just put in Buffalo, New York to all, and I'm
Okay.
gonna put a minimum of
Gold bars.
Let's just put $300, and we're gonna put at least
There we go.
at least 60 cents a mile. How's that?
Let's see what we got.
Rolling the dice. Yahtzee.
Yay! Sixes. Did I get Yahtzee or is it more like onesies and twosies?
Well, as soon as my internet decides to work,
What
I'll
is-
let you know.
What is DHL gonna do for you? Right?
Yeah.
DHL.
Yes, yes.
Well, did you see that also? Okay, the whole hold on just a second. The whole thing about Amazon is changing all of their vehicles into electric, and so they're moving those all over the place too. Have you seen that?
know, yeah. Well, that was great for business when, I mean, Amazon vans, right? Who made money delivering Amazon vans, right? Those Prime vans. Well, now there's another giant order of Rivian electric vans for Amazon, and it's out the wazoo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that
Yeah,
that was.
so
And
that's-
I know one of my
Where are
drivers
those
saw
gonna be? Do
somebody
you
with
know-
them on there the other day.
Do we know where those are going to be manufactured?
I don't know if they're manufacturing or if they're converting because I moved a bunch of the Amazon vans down to Georgia, but they were wrecked. So I don't know if they were just fixing there because I can't imagine. I couldn't figure out why we were moving them from New Jersey and PA down to Atlanta, Georgia to be fixed. You know what I mean? By repaired. That made no sense to me. So I assumed maybe they were converting, which would make more sense
They're going to be
because only
fixed,
certain places
like,
they're going to be able to convert them.
hmm.
Well, I mean, they were wrecked. That's what I mean. They were wrecked and not running. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Whoa. Hey, we need to check. Yeah, Ty asked a good question. Do they weigh more? Batteries weigh more. Electric, you know. Okay, so anyways, hey, listen, Preston just
more
gave.
than fuel though if it's full.
Thank you, Preston, for the super chat. Perfect timing. Thank you so much. We're gonna check for Preston now. Let's go to. Well, I'll tell you what.
Well,
We're gonna go. Let's finish up Buffalo.
Let's
Yeah,
finish
we got to
Buffalo.
finish Buffalo. Preston, we'll be right with you, Preston. Hang on, buddy. Thank you, bud. That's so cool. All right, so
All right.
Buffalo.
So
I got excited.
just so you know, everything that you see on the board is almost all going to Florida. So if you don't want to do Florida, just ignore what I'm going to go through here in a minute because that's
Okay.
everything we're finding is Florida.
Right, Florida.
Looks like there's a Kansas City, there's a Wichita, there's a Raleigh. Look, see, you see these rates. These rates are good. And I don't know how big of a trailer
Well-
Buffalo is going to have.
All right, so you got North Carolina, Florida, New York,
Mm-hmm.
right? Did you say Virginia Beach?
Well, not from Buffalo. That was from New Jersey. Um,
Oh, okay.
Here's a 3-pack from Rochester, New York, going to Patterson. Honestly, Buffalo, New York is made for going to New Jersey and New York. They go that way all the time. But that's up to you because you're going to deal with tolls. You also have to deal with a lot of these places are going to be warehouses for the ships, and you have to make appointments. It's a real pain. And sometimes you will sit there for 4 or 5 hours before they get you in, or they'll tell you they're full and you can't deliver that day and you have to sit until the next day. So just keep that in mind with New Jersey stuff. New
So,
York, not so much.
ooh,
You got to
just
pay the toll.
look at that Dallas one, that Cadillac Seville. So, good point. So, here's the thing: is since you're a new business, anyways, stay close to home and get used to things, right? So,
Yeah.
if you can make
Until
money,
you get the
Buffalo,
hang of it.
yeah, don't be doing any 1,000-mile trips that first month. Buffalo to New York sounds like you can make money. You're going to grow business. You're going to learn more about what's going on and locations, etc. So, I think that's probably a great recommendation. We're going to move
And you
on
could
to
do that with
yeah.
Maryland and Virginia too. It's kind of the same concept.
Right.
And Pittsburgh is a good area usually too from Buffalo.
Ooh.
You might be able to make a route out of that.
But be careful of driving too close to the city in Pittsburgh. I hear it's dicey, and you don't want to be doing that. Just
it is
learning
super
your
tight.
way.
Roads are super tight.
Yeah, they're super tight roads. Let's take a look at. I'm going to go ahead and mark off Buffalo. Let's take a look for. So Preston's talking L.A. to Orange County. Now, this is not the type of search that I want to do. But if it's your route, right, it's your route. But it's going to be hard. You're going to be doing your own dispatching if you're doing L.A. to Orange County because it's so short. Dispatcher's not going to make much money doing that for you. You can do this yourself. So, but let's talk about it because we're going to talk about pro tips, and I think you're looking for dealerships. Anyways, yeah, I think that's what we're talking about. So Sue is talking to a driver.
Yeah, I'm dealing with a driver right now. Hold on, put in Los Angeles, and where are we going to?
So we're doing L.A. to Orange County, right? Like that is like, you can almost search it within its own, right? That's like, those are like similar, those are overlapping circles, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I just have to put in Los Angeles, or?
I guess, yeah. Well, put in Anaheim. Do like 50 LA to 50 Anaheim. Let's try that. We'll do the best we can here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're already halfway through the show, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. The show goes so fast. And I know there's a lot of great questions. If you're looking for a dispatching question, pro tip, this is a great place to do that in auto transport. If you got a freight question, we can recommend somewhere you can ask questions about freight. We try to focus on auto transport, all aspects of auto transport, and specifically the load boards. So, and if you're looking for a dispatcher, Sue's got a dispatch office. So here we go.
Okay, so, well, there's Fontana back.
Seeing Fontana's east of LA, but it might be a triangle. All right, and here I'll do this. I'll take the wheel. In that I used to live in LA, so I know all these cities. Okay, so all right, Fontana's east of LA. Carson is kind of closer to the coast near Anaheim. Fontana's an industrial area.
I think Fontana is a Manheim or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
It's something like that.
It is something like that.
That's probably why they're coming up.
In fact, maybe it's Cold.
It's a Manheim, Southern California is what it is.
Okay. All right, good. That's in Fontana. Glendale, see what's going to happen here is these cities like Hollywood and stuff, you really don't want to drive a car hauler in those cities. You may as well be in Manhattan. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Glendale is a city, but enclosed. I can see why. In fact, you know what, Preston, this would, if you're working LA to Orange County, an enclosed trailer might actually be an interesting way to go. See, North Hollywood, oh man, that car doesn't pay enough. I wouldn't touch anything going. I mean, North Hollywood is basically the city. Jurupa Valley, that's more of it's more rural, urban. Anaheim is a good place. Anaheim's full of dealerships. So, and Norwalk is full of dealerships. LA to Norwalk, that would work. You know, $55. See, but it's $55. I don't want to move anything for $55.
No, and I mean, a tow truck's going to get paid more than that.
And a tow truck won't even do that job. No way.
No,
that's
no
why
way.
it's on the load board. And that's
Yeah.
one of the travesties here too, is that trying to get car haulers to do tow truck work. I don't like that. Chevy S10, and I'm speculating. Allegedly,
You wouldn't even want to do this for $100. Why would you? I mean, that's not even worth your time.
It's
honestly.
not. It's not. And you're gonna $69. You're gonna be in how many miles is that?
It's 86 miles.
86 miles. You're gonna be in traffic for 86 hours.
Oh yeah. And look how far north they're going. They're 62 miles north of Anaheim too. And you're not going to find anything up there. I guarantee you that.
Oh yeah, no, this is. Oh, and look at this. Okay, these are all individuals posted by RCG. They're all going from the same location. I mean, not all of them, but
one of them's in and out.
But they're posting them individually because I wonder how they get these moved. You know what they need?
See, they post this kind of stuff all the time.
Well, they need a guy like Preston. See, if you're a 2 or 3 car in LA, and you can get them to raise the rate to $1 a mile, this is your business. Because no over-the-road hauler is going to be looking at this, is going to do this search. You're looking at a
Here's
local
the
guy.
thing, though.
You need a local guy.
So RCG contacted. Well, we did some loads up in Washington,
Allegedly.
and he took them from Spokane to Seattle, and they wanted us to set this up as a regular thing, but they don't want to pay nothing. It's not like they're still keeping. I don't know what they're charging the customers, so let's just put it that way.
Right.
They may only be making $10 a car. I don't know, but they're quoting them obviously too low, because anytime I have something like that, I will always tell the owner or whoever's asking to book the load for me that no driver is going to do anything for less than $100, because what is the point?
Awesome.
I don't care if it's 14 miles, it doesn't matter.
And that's the thing, is that when again, I'm not saying anything against the company that posts it, but
Right.
but if you post a car for $69, you have forgotten what the carrier needs to make.
Right.
I don't know how else to say it, especially in a city full of traffic.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You'd be sitting for hours to go 10 miles.
Yes, and especially as a truck, because you can't weave in and out, and that's what everybody does in LA. Yeah,
Right.
To drive from Southgate to Jurupa Valley for $55, that 50 miles, dude, you're looking at
That's not
least
worth
2
it.
hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
And that's not your
That's just the
unloading
time,
and loading.
That's just
time.
drive time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is hard stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny when we
This
search
would be a
these,
hard thing to do.
Yes.
I honestly
Day after
think
day?
you would be better off to have. Yeah, I would instead invest in a tow truck instead, or go work for
Or
a
a
tow company. I
flatbed,
guarantee
right.
you'd make more money
Yeah.
than what this is right.
I'd get in. I'd get into the flatbed business, and and charge out the nose. I'd do the best job I could with marketing, and charge a premium, because you will find again dealerships, and I know it's in the live chat, and there's car home delivery. I get it actually, and I had the same reaction at first, like, is this a joke? But it's not a joke. Dealerships take it extremely seriously. And here's why. Because we live in this Amazon Prime world. Everybody's ordering. How many things have you ordered online today? Anybody? I've already ordered something online today.
I haven't today. I ordered like 5 things yesterday, though.
See? And how are you going to get it? Are you going to drive somewhere to pick it up? Nope. Nope, it's going to be brought to you. So what's happened is
Yep.
our society's been conditioned to have everything delivered to them, and with COVID, nobody's going to go anywhere. Well, the same thing has happened in online car buying, and it's going through the roof, and it just is. So if you don't do final mile delivery, that's fine, but somebody
Yeah.
is, and that is a growing business.
Honestly,
It's a growing business.
and LA would be a perfect place to go to
Oh,
dealerships
yeah.
and say, I will give you white glove service to your customers. I'll deliver them to you. You know, $200 a pop. I guarantee you they'll do it. It'd be better than putting them on the board.
And
for
that's
sure.
the thing. You know, and here's the thing. I talked to a dealer. I was talking about this. I talked to a dealer yesterday who said we really couldn't find service providers that we trust with our brand and our customers. So we're going to start getting into home delivery. I'm like, wow. Are you gonna buy trucks? And he said, well, we're considering it, but we're gonna at least have our staff do the driver work. And I thought, wow, that's wild, man. That's wild stuff. Oh, well, now
Let's see.
Izzy,
So
interesting. Hellcat
California
Izzy,
to Vegas.
I've sold cars for 10 years. And that's
Yeah.
the thing is you are there more than I am.
Right.
But socially, we know everybody wants everything delivered, and they want it today or they want it tomorrow. I don't know how we parse it all. If it's, by the way, if robots start doing all the work, what do people do? I just want to.
You mean like at Walmart when you check out? And
Well,
they
I don't
have
know.
people anymore?
Will you have people at Walmart? if there's
Hardly any.
Well, I mean, what are people gonna do if they automate everything? I don't want to get into it, but all right. I need to calm
It
down.
could get really crazy. Put it that way. Preston wanted to see what about California to Las Vegas. Let's look it up. I think we looked it up a while back.
Okay, California to Vegas. Awesome.
Remember if it was very good or not. So let's check.
Okay.
All right. Wow. Okay, so this tells you immediately there's only 12 loads on there right now. So this would be another thing of going to dealerships on both ends if you want to build yourself a route and market yourself. And talk to Ty about that because he's the man for marketing yourself and going out and setting us up.
Yeah, and that's a busy route. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's not, and that could be why there's not a lot on here. They may already have their transporter set up for this kind of thing, because really there's not. I mean, here's a 3-pack. Yeah, that pays good, but there's a motorcycle in there, so that's unless you can haul a motorcycle, don't do it because you can screw them up so easily.
Oh man. Good call. Motorcycles is a niche.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't just think you're going to get some bungees, you know. I don't have to say it.
I had a guy do that, and he wrapped it over the seat, and he ruined the seat and had to replace the seat. Perfect. So that'll tell you right there. Yeah,
and motorcycle, right. Motorcycle owners are not effing around. They know every inch of that bike.
Oh my God, yeah. That guy freaked out.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the last motorcycle that guy ever wanted to take, and like I said, I don't ever take them because of that.
Me neither.
Like, oh no, I'm fine. I know how to do motorcycles. We're fine. Well, he didn't, and that's what happened.
Yeah,
So there's really not a lot on here.
Right, Ty.
Honestly.
Ty said in the live chat, no cycles. I don't think I've booked one, maybe.
Andrew, I got a question. I just got a call from
I think I just spit on my lens. You see anything on the lens there? Nah, maybe not. Maybe not.
Well, and I'm gonna look back for you. Just look from Vegas back to LA. I'm just curious now, as well. So let's see what's on here.
It has to run and drive. It's going to the port. And yeah, I was gonna say, and it says.
And then and next we're gonna do Chicago Route Scout. We've got Hellcat Izzy and Only Ramsey looking for that. So
so
and Only
Chicago
Ramsey,
to where?
Most of these rates are open, but it'll list if it's enclosed. Chicago to let's do Chicago to anywhere. And by the way, I know we're moving on to the next route, Scott. Preston, I want to say this. I think we've all made a joint decision that either market yourself to grow your business, think about maybe doing the flatbed. It could be an alteration of what you had in mind, but this kind of core business strategy thinking is gonna go a long ways. Sign up as an ATI insider. Talk to Ty, Preston. I'm pretty sure you were in the monthly roundtable. So, anyways, stay on that track. Strategy will take you all the way.
So what do you want me to tell this guy with the Honda Civic?
Okay, so I finished out just looking at Las Vegas going back. Just I was curious. There are a few on there. There's actually more coming back than there is going there, but there's not a lot still. Not to where I would tell you that that's a normal route. Let's just put it that way. All right. So I'm sorry, Preston. All right, we're going to Chicago to all.
Sorry, Preston.
Yes. There's not a lot out there for you, buddy. Not on that route right now.
Well, we'll get her figured out. Because car hauling is everywhere. That's the good news.
Yes.
All right, Chicago.
I mean, honestly, California rates are not the greatest, no matter what you do.
They're not.
So.
But we know there's a lot of wealthy people in that area. So it's all about niche and tapping into that niche. There is oil somewhere in that shale.
Let's how big of a car hauler are we looking for out of Chicago? Do we know that?
Well, I think what we found is we always, let's think 5-car until we know different.
Okay, so I'm going to put a minimum of 2 out is why I was asking.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Because otherwise you're driving around all day.
Car out of there this morning. We took a 4-pack from, it was in Indiana, just below Chicago, going to Shreveport for $2,500, which was really, really, really good money. So, all right.
Are you gonna be there before 6? And he cannot get paid for this vehicle.
Well, here's a 4-pack going to Kansas City.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, he's acting
right there.
Liking it. That's good.
Until 6 to do that.
I mean,
Here's another 4-pack going down to Dallas.
Okay, yeah.
Those are 66 cents a mile. That's for Ship Your Car Now. This guy, J&J Freight, that you have to use an app and you got to get set up with him. It's not that big of a deal, but it does take a minute to work out. And they're a 30-day pay if you don't use the app, just so you know.
And hey, only Ramsey's a 2-car enclosed, so we'll keep that in mind as we keep. So we'll do an enclosed search next because we're not going to find that here. You're not going to find many.
So this isn't the Chicago for enclosed, then that's something
so different. Only Ramsey's doing 2-car Chicago enclosed, Chicago out.
Okay.
And Hellcat Izzy, I think, is doing open out of Chicago.
Okay.
So yeah, let's move to the enclosed, and then we'll keep going on the open.
Yeah, let's go to enclosed.
Because you didn't close that window. You didn't close that window, did you?
No, I left it up.
Exactly. You duplicated the window.
Yes.
Never close a window.
Duplicate.
Always duplicate. Keep your windows open. Now, if your computer starts to cough and run slow, close the map windows, but leave the search windows open. Pro tip.
Let's see where we want it. Oh.
I even got transit to take the go-kart car.
That's why I can't. Can you imagine doing all this on a phone?
Yeah. That was one of the conversations I had yesterday with Manheim researchers, by the way.
Because I've done that. I've searched for loads on my phone. Oh my gosh, somebody put me out of my misery.
Yeah.
That is
okay. So we got 76 enclosed here. What? Okay, so the first one is not really picking up in Chicago. It's picking up in Des Moines, Iowa. Going to Scottsdale.
No
and it's
way!
Still only,
what actual pickup?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Okay, you know what? It's JS Transport. I'm gonna give her a pass. I'm gonna.
Yeah, because honestly I like JS Transport. By the way, they pay really well most of the time.
They're good.
And I guarantee you, this $1,200 is not 67 cents a mile from West Des Moines. Yeah. It's probably right on $1 a mile, probably.
That was a close one. Let's
see. There's a 2-pack going over to Connecticut for $1,600. What are they? 2 Bentleys.
Hey. Oh, it's a round trip.
It's a round trip. Of course. Okay.
But I mean, if you can find a decent paying open load on route, maybe. I'd ask for more money. I'd say I'll do it for $2,000.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you're going to find a lot going down to Florida right now because a lot of these people are heading down to Florida. They're wanting their stuff enclosed. But I wouldn't do this stuff for 71 cents a mile.
No,
That's ridiculous.
gosh, no. You own a 2020 Ferrari. How much did you pay for the car?
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Okay, yeah. Let's just take a look. I
I'm gonna
just
give
got to
him
know.
a red card.
Oh, Lord.
All right, fine. I'll just give you a warning.
Maybe
I'll
check
just give you a
Metro to see
warning.
if that load came in.
No.
Oh, we got to cancel it anyway, so that's all right. Don't worry about it. Let's see. Price.
But you know how rich people got rich?
$276,000.
$276,000 for the car.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's more than I thought.
71 cents a mile.
But I'm gonna, you know, I need to get me a quarter. I'll flip a quarter to the transporter. Here you go, buddy. Good job.
Too related to Todd.
Okay, so I got a customer.
Flip a quarter to the transporter. Hey, that's a shirt, Sue. Flip a quarter to the transporter. Who's writing this down? Number one, it's going in the live chat. Flip a quarter. Oh my gosh. To the
You
transporter.
guys still looking for DeAndre, right?
Oh my gosh.
Still looking for
Flip a
DeAndre?
quarter to the transporter.
Take this car over to Iowa and grab the one going to Arizona. Let's see. At least that's paying $1.84 a mile. New York. What? Brooklyn. Yeah, let me see.
Because that's what we need to start doing. We need to start knowing the value
really
of the
worth that
vehicle. So
With
when
MailChimp's recommendation
Right.
smart.
so when it gets
If
lowballed,
it
we
was
know.
in excellent condition, it's only worth $4,800. So it's not really worth that
Alright.
much.
Hmm.
We'll give them a little bit on that one, but still,
Okay.
they're wanting it enclosed. That's a premium service. You got to pay for it. But I mean, look at this though. I mean, we're going all the way to Portland
Well,
for 66 cents
Hey,
a mile.
that gets
enclosed.
into the question: how do you price the load accurately? Right. Here, let's go back to that motorcycle for a second.
Okay.
How would the shipper
Okay.
explain to the how would the broker explain to the shipper? Listen, you know what? It's not priced correctly.
Right.
Without the jokes and the jabs, how would a broker explain this? What could they say?
Well, what I usually would tell them is that exactly you're paying for a premium service if we're sending it enclosed. Yes, it's small, but we're still going to have to pay appropriately to get it moved because nobody's just going to do it. It's still take a spot in their trailer. They're not just going to fling it in there and say, okay, it's riding along the side of the wall while the other cars are popped
Right.
up over there.
It's not a
No,
canary
I'm
you
gonna
throw
it
in the
back of a
passenger
pickup truck
seat.
and-
Yes, you're paying for a spot. Ooh, I like that. You're paying for a
and you're paying
full
for a
spot.
premium spot.
Exactly.
too.
You're, exactly.
I mean, you're
You're
not
paying for a premium spot.
enclosed is premium. That's just the
like
way
it.
it goes.
Smart. You're paying for a premium spot. It's $1 a mile. I find
Yep.
in favor of the carrier.
Let's see now. What else we got on here? Dun, dun, dun. Hot Springs.
Is that
Two
gavel
people
too
have it
loud when I hit
listed.
Is my gavel too loud?
No,
It's okay.
I didn't hear it hardly, so you're good.
All right, good. Oh, you didn't hear it hardly?
There's
Oh,
a-
brother.
No.
That's a
And then
terrible-
here we have another one
It's a
going all the
terrible
way to
gag.
Arizona, enclosed for 57 cents a mile. Again, and there's another one, 67 cents a mile. Maserati.
Wrong. 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 You're paying for a premium spot. Did
Yeah.
you not tell the shipper?
Honestly, I've had
Did you
people
not tell-
ask me.
You didn't tell the shipper?
No,
They didn't
no,
tell
you
him.
know, they didn't tell the shipper. We know who it is right there.
Oh.
Also, I've had a lot of drivers call me lately and asking me about whether they should buy an enclosed trailer. And I've been telling them no because they're not paying. And why have a premium service if you can't get paid appropriately and have to take an open car for normal rate? You know what I mean? I don't see it. I've had a guy that did it. He went out of business.
Well, you know, and here's the thing. It's a good point. If you're going to buy an enclosed trailer, don't use the load boards as your primary customer.
Right. Absolutely. You need to
they
build
are.
that clientele up.
I am speculating live, but I do honestly believe that the gross margin for a
Mhm.
broker on an enclosed rate is even higher,
Oh yeah,
right?
I
Because
agree.
here you go, pull up your poker hand, and the shipper says, "Yeah, I want to ship a Maserati enclosed. How much is it?" And you're, 3 grand. And then, right,
Yeah.
you get 3 grand out of the shipper, and when you go to post it, you're like, let's post it for 800. I don't know. Let's give it a shot.
Well,
Let's,
in
this
fact,
is
let's just look at
capitalism. Let's go for it.
let's look at Chicago going to Phoenix and see what a normal car pays. I'm just curious.
And then everybody's in the back room. Yeah, man, I got 2 grand on that load. What's up, yo? It's Wolf of Wall Street.
We just made $500 off of that. Let's see.
I didn't do nothing.
I'm just curious. I'm putting in
We're going to Spagos
Chicago to
tonight.
Phoenix here.
Janice, do your genie shit.
All right. So look, okay. Here's cars going into Phoenix. They're paying 36 cents a mile, 44 cents a mile. That's enclosed. Let's see. There's a 3-pack, 33 cents a mile. But okay, for example, right here, this is paying 48 cents a mile, and you're only getting paid, what was it, 67 cents a mile to go enclosed? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no,
And it's not fair.
there's no point in,
No,
in
it's not
making an
fair.
extra dime. It's an extra dime a mile.
Right,
So
and you're
book the
paying more than
open
that in fuel.
and just throw a
because of
dime
your
out the
load.
window every mile
Yeah,
as you eat
Yeah.
your chicken nuggets. Now we're
Yeah.
good. We're good.
I mean that's
So if you
That's the
see
thing with enclosed. I
if you
mean-
see the roadside with dimes along the road, you'll know that was an open transporter living the dream.
yeah, I'm not. I mean, even the stuff to Florida, and this is snowbird season, so everybody's going down south, right? These should be being paid at least $1 a mile, and because nobody's going to take them. If they're
Oh my
taking them,
gosh,
that's the problem.
totally. Yeah, exactly. Let's look at. Oh my gosh, it's snowbird season and it's enclosed 62 cents a mile.
Yeah,
That's
that's not right.
Wow, there is some high fiving going on at Spagos tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
Wow.
And look at all of them going down to Florida. They're all,
Wow.
this is at least
do you think
right.
that do you think this is where the back room at the airport seminar and they're like, dude, check this out. You can make 5 G's a week because the carriers don't know better. In fact, that's the name of
That's true.
that's the name at 2:00. We got a seminar called 5 G's a week because the carrier doesn't know better. Insane. Have you been to that
Yeah,
seminar?
it is.
Anybody else been to this seminar? Amazing.
I think
It's
they probably met a few
amazing.
of them at the
Oh my gosh.
gas stations that try to tell them that these rates are absolutely astronomical and everything else. That's crazy too.
Wow.
That happens all the time too. They meet people
Wow.
there. But here's the question: when they sit there and they tell them how great their rates are, I would say, okay, can you show me some bills of lading with that price on there? And then my other question would be, why are you still sitting here in the truck stop if you're getting such good rates?
Unbelievable. It's so true. Exactly. Why are you dumping money in seats in your truck at the truck stop rather than haul? Why are you doing that? Do you share on social media pictures of your beautiful girlfriend? Look at how beautiful she is. I can't wait for everybody to see my beautiful girlfriend and how much money I make. Why? Is that real? That's clickbait,
Yeah.
man. Why?
Yeah.
What is up with that? It is craziness. I know we're saying
Well-
crazy things live. I get that.
Right.
But the thing is, this is
Yeah.
really, you got to ask yourself, what is going on? Why
Right.
am I doing what I'm doing? What do they say? What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over
Over and over.
when it doesn't
Yep.
make any sense?
Yep.
Stop the insanity. And in fact, here's another part of stopping the insanity, because the question comes up. Well, what's wrong with the compare button? Well, if you get these enclosed moves done during peak season, under for what we consider to be a low rate. Now it's historical data that other people say, well, nope, it says it right here. This other guy moved it and went out of business, so you should too.
Yes, you're right.
It's so true. It's crazy. And that thing is, did I really need to explain it like a knucklehead for it to make sense? Okay, so that means there's something going on. Or maybe things are going to improve. I don't know.
Well, I think this is the usual if you really want to know the truth, what's going on right now. I mean, this is typical.
Look at that. Look at that Wisconsin, Nevada, Harley Davidson. What is that?
A lowrider convertible?
Who's going to move that load?
That's still a motorcycle, and it's a Harley.
Why is that even posted? Somebody did not.
I don't know why they put lowrider convertible. They're all convertibles if you want to be technical about it. Is that a brand? Oh, maybe it is.
It's got to be a brand.
It says lowrider convertible.
Yeah, it's a lowrider convertible.
Okay, so that's just the way they name it, which is funny because they're all convertibles. But
it's fine. It's just
still,
branding. Okay.
30 cents a mile.
It's 30 cents a mile enclosed for a Harley.
Yeah, that's crazy. And a Harley is not a little bike. Those are heavy. That's not like that old BMW we looked at. Yeah. No way.
What's the value on this? Fine.
Oh, yeah, I bet it's...
Man, I'm really, I'm getting a little hot under the collar, and I have a collar on, so that's possible.
The most it could be worth is $98.95 is what it says.
All right. So let's say it's in very good... It's worth $6,000. All right, so here's the problem. I get it. The rate that's posted is 10% the value of the bike. Now, if the transport rate is going to be 50% the value of the vehicle, why even transport it? Let's just keep it here and go buy a new one. I understand that.
Right.
But at the same time, somebody has not explained the value of the transporter's spot. Because if you haul this 600 COD, you're basically doing somebody a favor. You're not making money.
Right. No. Unless you've got just like an extra little side there that you have a spot that can't be used for anything else but a motorcycle. I could understand doing it but then you're lowering the rates for everybody else by taking stuff like that.
Reference ID, this is a favor. I know, right?
It's probably a military move, and they're going to ask you to take it for even less.
I get that. I get it. There's got to be somebody right now watching going, this guy has lost his mind. But I'll tell you something. When you're dispatching and looking at loads, this is exactly what happens. Your mind turns to mush. It's like being Mr. Mom. It's crazy.
Hey.
What? Janice.
Let's see here. I don't think there's anything else on here.
Yeah. That was fun. I'll tell you what. We got 15 more minutes. That was fun. Somebody's like, that was not even close to fun. We have one more. Doug in the live chat. He wanted to talk about wrecked vehicles. Now he says, have you guys talked about hauling wrecked cars yet? Like Amazon vans, which is interesting. Been hauling wrecks but haven't cared for it much. What's your philosophy on hauling wrecks? So, Sue, I've done a lot of talking. Go ahead, Sue, please.
Okay, so I'm assuming, does he mean like winching or Copart or IA? I mean, there's two different things here.
Well, I'm going to say all of it. Cover all.
We'll go both ways. We'll just do both.
Yeah.
So if you're going to winch anything, obviously, you're going to want to get paid primo money because it's extra time working. God knows where the hell it's at because it could be, stuffed in the back of a barn someplace. And usually when we verify that kind of stuff, we make sure that it's accessible and it has keys, that kind of thing, and that we can get in there to do it. And like I said, I'm not going to do it for no 50 cents a mile. I'm not going to do it for no 70 cents a mile. It's going to be $1 or more before I take the time to do that. Because you figure on a winch unit, you got to figure at least a couple extra hours in there. typically speaking, to get it in the right position to winch it up and all that kind of good stuff. Newcastle, Delaware. Newcastle,
Right,
Delaware.
and I want to add to that is that here's one
Newcastle,
of the
Delaware.
problems.
Hannah,
It's kind of like the
Newcastle,
enclosed,
Delaware.
but actually, I think it's worse. Is that when you
Right.
see a salvage unit and you find out it's a no key in op, no axles, it's
Yeah.
basically a hunk of metal sitting by a tree, and you say, you know what,
Right.
we're going to need more money to move this load, and they're like, yeah, well, we don't have it. Well,
Right.
all right, then what? Why are we even
Well,
bothering?
yes.
What's the point? Why are
Right.
we talking about
Yeah.
this? Okay, well, and then
Yeah.
okay. After 10, 20 minutes, fine. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to check in with my customer, and then they get back to you. Yeah, we can do another $25. 20, what are you talking about? $25?
25 bucks
I
is
lost
nothing.
25 bucks
Yeah.
waiting for you to call me back.
True.
It's
True
nothing.
that. Yeah.
If you're not talking
Yeah.
$100, like go ahead and pull $100 bill off that giant wallet. I see that. You got plenty of money when you go out to dinner and all this other fancy stuff. But when you want to move a hunk of metal away from a tree, pull $100 off that thing and hand it over.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about. And that doesn't seem to happen on a regular basis. So yeah, $25 here. Carlos says $25 winch fee. Let me tell you, yeah. A winch fee is $100.
No.
It ain't 25
Well, I usually tell them
bucks.
150.
Exactly. Because you know what? Look at the tow industry. These guys don't mess around. Anybody have a
Right.
car towed for $10? No.
No.
What?
It's
You
a
can't-
minimum of usually 100, 150 bucks, no matter what.
You can't
no
get
matter
an
how far you're
Amish
going.
guy and a wagon for $10. Right?
Okay, so yes, you're right.
Okay, Jay.
Well,
Ah,
and now if we're going to talk about
I
Copart
used-
and IA, that's a little
used to-
different deal.
okay. Yeesh.
Those are going to be forked on. Now, just keep in mind, almost everything from Copart and IA was wrecked for some reason, or it's flood damage, or something to that effect. You can look online for Copart to see if it runs and drives, what the condition of it is, and blah 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 blah. Now, that doesn't always mean anything either, because you can show up, that car has been sitting there, and the forklift driver has banged into it 10 times, and God knows what has happened to it since then. So just keep in mind, what we always do is if we get there and it's not what we think it is, we always call to see if it's going to be able to be forked off. Actually, if I have any inkling that something's not right, I usually call, make sure it can be forklifted off.
Yes.
Once you've been talking to some of these people for a while, and they say certain things to you on the phone when you're booking the load, you kind of have an idea that they may not be telling the truth. So you just kind of hedge your bets, and you call and you make sure where it's going to and what's going on.
And that's another thing. You just reminded me of the time it takes and the detective work.
Yeah.
Because you are going to be getting out your pipe, and that's fine. Let me tell you, $100 that just pays for the work of the winch. But when you call the repo lot and you tell them, they say, which one is it? And you tell them, and they're like, oh my God, that's way in the back near the fence. We haven't even moved that. We can't. Seriously, the amount of logistical parameters that stack up with salvage units.
Yeah.
I don't know. And so the only people that understand this are the ones on the phone or the carriers that show up. The executives that are looking how much money they made and how much money the shareholders are going to get don't know anything about this.
Right.
And that's who
I
we're
don't.
trying to educate. I hope there's an executive
Well,
and a shareholder watching this show right now, because let me tell you something. Carriers trying to move salvage units, it doesn't pay enough money. And here's another problem, is that in the repo and in the repo industry, I got my repo hammer around here somewhere, is that
Yeah.
the repo lots will tell you that they don't make as much money as they used to, and that if it's not the bank, it's the freight forwarders. Anyway, the industry is squeezed. I don't know where we need to find money for the carrier, but we need to find it.
Well, I don't. Do you believe that from the repo guys? Because I've dealt.
I know, right?
With-
I mean,
There's
there's money in there somewhere, right? But we know that margins are thin. Listen, one of the things that I've really been turned on to is that the thin margins that new car dealers make off of new cars. Used car dealers have a higher profit margin than new car dealers. because of the
Right.
OEMs. And I know, right? Isn't that surprising?
Yeah.
So these things do exist, and that's why we got to talk about all this stuff. And I know it has nothing to do with, well, I just want to strap down a car and I just want to book a load, but you've got to understand the market. And so there may be a lack of profit margin from where it used to be within repo and recovery. There may be. But the carrier can only go so cheap on hauling a load before, you know what? Fine, just let the load sit there. And that's what we're talking about, right? Because everybody agrees on this. Don't haul cheap freight. Especially something that's going to be such a pain in your life as a salvage unit wrapped around a tree for 40 cents a mile.
Yeah, like for instance, we were in Loganville yesterday, and my driver sat there for 4 hours waiting for a car to be loaded at Copart.
Wow.
And
4 hours?
Had I been able to get a different load, which I kept looking for, which I could not find because Atlanta is very dry right now, I would have sent him out of there. And I mean, do you want to leave? And he's like, no, I've been sitting here long enough. I'm going to wait to get this thing now.
Yeah, right.
And, I mean, and that sucked because, usually Loganville is not the problem child there in Atlanta. It's Austell that you sit for hours at. So that was a new one for me. And I guess we won't be going back there for a while. Something like I don't know if everybody knows, but if you register with Copart, you can make your appointment before you get there. I don't know if everybody knows that. That's the best way to do it. He still did that, and it said on his screen 98 minutes. And it still took longer than that. So honestly, I'm not sure if making the appointment does you any good or not, but it does get you in there before the other people do. I will say that. They're not going to let anybody else slide into your spot ahead of you. That would be the only difference.
Is it harder to manage getting a load at a Copart or a port or other with COVID restrictions and changes? I don't know. Because that's another thing. Not only are we looking at loads that don't pay well, but
Right.
there's a pandemic.
Yeah, that you're dealing with.
Right?
Yeah. It's not
Restaurants
just
charge a
easy peasy
pandemic
drive
fee.
in.
Do carriers charge a pandemic fee? Anybody built that in when they gave the shipper a quote?
Well, we were doing that, but we're not anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
We were getting those really good rates for that from purpose.
Nice try, Jay.
Oh, I didn't tell you this.
Okay.
I got a good story for you.
Oh, good.
So
We'll do the
John
story and then we'll wrap it up in 10 minutes. Yeah, John, what?
John picked up a car over in Kansas City and took it to, I think, Indianapolis. And they wanted us to do a whole COVID wipe down of this vehicle
Ooh.
before we
COVID
dropped it,
wipeout.
right? So I said, did you wipe off the steering wheel? You know how John is, okay?
Uh-oh.
He's like, what the hell are you talking about, Stu? He goes, this car is so messed up. I am not touching it. He says, there's still baby stuff in the back and everything else. I'm not wiping down this car.
That is hilarious, right? Oh, so we're talking like a trashed out repo car. Like,
well,
have you
no,
seen?
it wasn't even. This is the worst part of it.
Was it a POV?
No, this guy had taken on this job and they promised him a brand new vehicle to be delivered to him to start this job. And instead, he got this family car that had never been cleaned out.
Oh my God. And they want John to clean it out. The carrier will do it. Yeah, we'll get the carrier to do it.
Well, I think they wanted him to do that whole thing where they missed it and everything else. And the guy said to him, he goes, did you clean it out? And John's like, no. Did you look at it? And the guy goes, I'm supposed to be getting a brand new car. And he goes, I'm sorry, buddy. That's not what you got.
Oh, man, that is so awesome. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, John is. He just lays it out there and tells it like it is. So.
He puts on the butcher's apron, right? He's like, well, we have some, well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Actually, me and John made a joke. John was at a dealership, and they did something similar, really high-end dealership, and he's, everybody's snooting around and all this stuff, and he walks in, and they're like, well, did you do this, this, and this? And he's like, the car is here. I gotta go.
Yeah. That's exactly what he does. You're right. Don't know what to tell you, buddy.
And I know, and
Not
I was the dispatcher, and I can promise you there was nowhere in the dispatch whatever they were looking for, and it didn't pay. I mean, it just paid whatever.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I don't know who, I don't know what.
It wasn't
phone
no
call
high-end
happened.
car.
Right. You know.
Well, and you know what John told the guy after he was saying I was supposed to get a new car? He goes, I don't know if I'd take this job, buddy. Because you didn't get what you're supposed to get.
Oh my God, that's awesome. I don't know if I would take this job. That is so funny. Oh, you should try car hauling, buddy. Oh,
exactly.
man.
That's how it goes.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Well, if anybody's got any last questions, please put it in the live chat. I know it's a crazy show. Dispatching's crazy. That's why we do this. I used to be a dispatcher. I made a dispatcher training series, and it's not any fun. Q4 is never fun. So, you thought it was hard before. That's why people were. I will say this. That's why when those rates were up about 4 months ago. June, right? June was good. And you had to make your money, right? You had to squirrel away your nuts because Q4 is here, and anyways, it is what it is. That's what we show on Dispatching Live. We show what's going on the load boards. We try to provide dispatch advice, share war stories. We understand your pain, and if there's anything we can do to help, we do want to help. Go ahead and sign up as an ATI Insider. ATI Insider on autotransportintel.com. Get a free first talk with Ty. Talk about growing your business, how to improve it. And we do that. Actually, that leads into Cars on the Move. Tomorrow, every Friday, we have Cars on the Move with Ty, where we talk about growing your business, connecting dealers, auctions, and carriers. So tune in for Cars on the Move tomorrow, noon Central Time. Tuesday nights live. Wednesday. Ooh, and next Wednesday is the first DOT compliance show. DOT compliance with your DOT guy, Brian Riker. We're going to do that every other Wednesday at noon. So this is Auto Transport Intel. This is your car shipping business channel. We want to help you grow your business and stay profitable. Some of this stuff I know is it's hard knocks, right? But it's better to hear it here rather than find out the hard way. And whether you are posting loads, carrying loads, you're a dealer, you're an OEM, you're an executive, you're a shipper, insurance, technology, equipment manufacturer, you could benefit from watching Auto Transport Intel. Find out what's really going on in the car shipping business. I'm here to help. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Thank you so much, Carlos. I will see you tomorrow, buddy. Thank you. Tune in. Stay subscribed. Please leave a like, share, comment. Tell your friends. Stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much, guys.